Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, yesterday I went and I saw my surgeon for my adrenal gland removal, and I got some good news and I got some not so good news. So yesterday was my first follow-up post-surgery after my staples have been removed from my surgery. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is my 8th surgery for cancer. I've had a 1.5 years of chemotherapy, and I've had 6 weeks of radiation as well. That's over about 6 years of different surgeries as cancers popped up and spread, etc. And so I've had now colon, liver, lungs, and now adrenal gland for different areas of the body, 8 surgeries in total. And yeah, it's starting to wear on me a little bit, but apparently the surgery went really, really well. There was a lot of scar tissue inside my body. Obviously, I've had a lot of surgeries, so there's a lot of sewing and a lot of scar tissue inside. Where when they went in, they actually had to cut part of my bowel, open a hole in order to remove the adrenal gland because it was stuck to it, and then re-sew it up, and everything like that is fine. So they weren't any concerns about that apparently, and I have had no problems with my circulatory system or going to washrooms or urinary tract or anything like that. Everything's been fine. And so they checked out my stitches and my stomach and how everything was going. They said everything looks good. Now they said the surgery went really, really well, but when Pathology was looking at it, they say there could be, more tumor particles that were not able to be caught with the naked eye, obviously, in the general area of where they disconnected the adrenal gland and things like that, that obviously the surgeons wouldn't be able to see. It's microscopic. They said it would be absolutely microscopic vision. So they wanted to now send it over to radiology and find out if they think radiating that area around the surgery, right around where the tumor was, to eradicate any possible microscopic tumors, then if that would be a good idea. There's a couple things they have to do. One is they have to make sure they can even do it because of how much scar tissue is around the area. It could be actually blocking the radiation from having really any effect, and then they're not going to radiate if it's not going to have any effect. But I think they'll probably end up doing it. I think they always usually find a way to do it. And so now it's being sent over to the radiation team, and they're going to look it over, see if they think they can do it, and then they're going to call me and bring me in for an interview and then set up scheduling. Okay, again, that completely throws a wrench into anything I had planned coming up, right? However, it's not like a 5-week process, and it's not a process that drained me. I went through radiation. I felt no ill effects whatsoever from my radiation. It didn't slow me down. I didn't have any pain. It was go to the hospital, literally 60 seconds under the laser, and then it was out. I did that for 7 days, 6 different times. Never ever had an issue. So that's the good news on that part. And so will it affect my upcoming new trips? So we've already contacted Nova Scotia to have my stepdad's, my mother's grave dug out so we can place my stepdad in there and do a service. So I'm not going to cancel that at all. That's coming up next week. We're heading out to Nova Scotia to do that. That's a no-go for me. They're, and I don't think they're going to get back to me this week to start next week anyway. And then when I get back, I have about 3 weeks before I head off to our group cruise. So if they say they can do it in that 3 weeks, great, I'll do it in that 3 weeks. If they say, no, we're going to do it the week of your group cruise, no, I cannot do it the week of my group cruise. It's not an urgent thing that I have to get it done ASAP. It's, they're just sending it for consultation right now, and it's microscopic. So it's not like it's going to grow in a matter of a week to a huge tumor again. So I will still be on the group cruise come hell or high water. And then I have a month after that until my next cruise with plenty of time to get this done. And worst case scenario, they want to do it during that cruise for some reason. That's a long time away, but if they wanted to do it during that one's just a training seminar kind of cruise with my travel agency. I'm on the NCL Escape out of New York. And if I miss that cruise, I miss that cruise. I'll reschedule it to something else. It's not one of the brand new ships that I wanted to get on and make sure I show everybody, like the Celebrity Ascent or the Sun Princess or the Seven Seas Voyager I'll be going on, or the Icon of the Seas as well. So lots of new ships coming out that I'm going to get scheduled, and this will be done well before that. So it's not going to affect any of the groups that I have going at all, and it's just an inconvenient time. I had a feeling they were going to recommend radiation, and I'm really glad in a way that it's radiation and not more chemo. Chemo drains you. Chemo does a lot of you. Well, I went through chemo pretty darn well, except for my last session, the last time I went through a bout of chemo. It was after one of my last lung surgeries. And it really, that's the one where I lost all my hair and I turned gray skinned, and it really knocked me out and made me feel bad. And I hardly could move and travel and that. And so I'm really glad they're not saying chemo, because it's such, chemo wouldn't do much for micro particles, where radiation, they could just zoom into the affected area and go bam and shoot it, radiate it, get it out of there, and I'm a happy camper. So, and again, the radiation has had no effect as far as how I feel afterwards. No pain and no tiredness, no slowing down, no nausea, no nothing. I never felt anything during radiation. So that's the good news. So I had mostly good news from the doctor. Surgery went really well. They say they saw everything that they expected to see, and they got rid of it. They're very happy with the surgery. They thought it went excellent. My recovery in hospital, they were amazed at how well I was doing in hospital. And I tell you, like I told you, I'm one of those people, I don't complain, and if they want me to walk, I'm getting up and walking, and I'm stubborn that way. So that's what I did. And it makes it a much happier stay when you're in a good mood and the nurses and the doctors come in to see you and you're in a good mood and talking to them. Even if you're in a little bit of discomfort, it's not, you don't need to complain about it every 10 seconds. If you're in pain, yeah. But yeah, some people, like the guy I had beside me, who just whined the whole time he was there. He was in no pain whatsoever, but he had to whine about every little thing that was going on, and it drove me nuts, because I said, buddy, they just saved your life, and you're whining about little stupid things, and you're stubborn about getting up and walking, and then you complain when they said, hey, you didn't walk enough, and then you complain that they're not going to let you out because you haven't walked yet. Well, they have asked you to walk for 2 days while I've been there, and you haven't done it yet. So it's on you, and it drove me nuts to see that. So I gotta get off on him again. Okay. good news. Pretty successful surgery. Looks like they caught everything. And just to be safe, radiation, which for me is a much better treatment than chemo as far as how I handle things personally. So overall, very happy with the decision and the meeting with the doctors yesterday. And so don't worry, September group cruise and May group cruise next year with on the Majestic Princess, the Caribbean Princess this year. I'm gonna be there. Unless I get hit by a bus. I'll be there, come hell or high water. Well, I hope you appreciate this little health update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let's see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world and that Caribbean Princess coming up really, really soon. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.